Have you ever paused to contemplate that the routine shower you've embraced throughout your existence, the one you've consistently believed maintains your freshness, cleanliness, and well-being, might actually be detrimental as you advance past the age of 70? What if that comforting, warm shower or extended immersion in the bathtub, the very practice you've depended on to cleanse away the day's activities, is silently depleting your skin's vital moisture, diminishing your energy levels, or even exposing you to the peril of a dangerous fall? It's a thought-provoking notion, isn't it? For countless years, we've been taught that more frequent bathing equates to superior hygiene. However, as we mature, the established norms undergo a transformation, and the reality might genuinely astound you. In this video, we are going to reveal the surprising frequency with which seniors should consider bathing. And believe me, it diverges significantly from what you've been traditionally informed. We're delving into the intricacies of thinning skin, concealed health hazards, and a remarkable alteration in the perception of cleanliness beyond the age of 70. If you're watching this video, comment "Great" below. Stay with us until the very conclusion, as we are about to dissect 7 astonishing facts that could entirely reshape how you or your cherished ones approach personal care. Furthermore, we'll unveil a single, expert-endorsed technique that maintains seniors' freshness and health without necessitating a step into a potentially slippery bathroom. You won't believe its simplicity, and overlooking it could mean missing out on a safer, more comfortable life. Before we proceed, I would be grateful if you would show your appreciation by liking this video. Your support assists me in continuing to disseminate crucial information regarding senior well-being. If you haven't yet subscribed, I highly recommend doing so and activating the notification bell to ensure you don't miss any future videos. Now, let's embark on this enlightening journey. 1. Daily baths can be detrimental to mature skin. The progression of age is an unavoidable journey, and as we cross the milestone of 70, our skin undergoes a profound evolution that fundamentally alters its structure and function. Decades of exhaustive research, including pivotal studies from esteemed institutions such as the University of Pennsylvania and the Mayo Clinic, have illuminated the extensive nature of these changes. With the passage of time, the skin undergoes considerable thinning. Its outermost layer, the epidermis, experiences a reduction in density, while the underlying dermis weakens due to a decline in the production of vital proteins like collagen and elastin. The sebaceous glands, responsible for secreting the natural oils that once maintained the skin's softness and plumpness, significantly decrease their output. Similarly, the sweat glands become less active, diminishing the skin's capacity to regulate moisture effectively. The resulting complexion is not only drier, but also considerably more delicate than it was in earlier years, lacking the robust, oily barrier that once shielded it from environmental stressors. For seniors, the routine practice of daily bathing, particularly with hot water, harsh cleansers, or prolonged soaking, can transform this inherent vulnerability into a substantial health risk. Each instance of showering or bathing strips away the dwindling reserves of sebum, the skin's natural protective oil, leaving it exposed and susceptible. Renowned dermatologists emphasize that this process extends beyond mere superficial discomfort. It initiates a cascade of deterioration. The initial consequence is dryness, an uncomfortable sensation that can feel tight or prickly. This often intensifies into persistent itching as the skin's compromised barrier triggers irritation. In more severe instances, a condition known as xerosis, also referred to as steatotic eczema or dry skin, takes hold. Xerosis transforms the skin into a rough, scaly terrain, sometimes marked by cracks or fissures that cause a stinging sensation with every movement. These cracks are not insignificant. They can bleed, creating entry points for infection or exacerbating pre-existing conditions such as dermatitis. Beyond the physical implications, overbathing carries practical consequences for seniors' overall quality of life. Imagine the persistent frustration of relentless itching that disrupts sleep patterns, or the discomfort of flaky skin snagging on clothing throughout the day. For individuals with mobility limitations or arthritis, the effort required for daily bathing might already be strenuous, and the added burden of skin damage only intensifies this challenge. Research indicates that hot water, in particular, accelerates this harm by dissolving the lipids, the fatty compounds crucial to the skin's barrier function, while alkaline soaps disrupt its natural pH balance, which ideally hovers around 4.5 to 5.5 in healthy individuals. For older adults, this isn't merely a matter of aesthetics or comfort. It's a legitimate health concern. Compromised skin struggles to effectively ward off bacteria, fungi, or allergens, potentially leading to infections or the worsening of chronic wounds such as ulcers. What begins as a well-intentioned hygiene practice can, over time, silently undermine a senior's resilience, strongly advocating for a reevaluation of how frequently they should engage in showering or bathing. If you find this information insightful, please comment "fragile skin" below. 2. Reduced bathing can fortify against infections. In a society where cleanliness is frequently equated with frequent washing, here's a revelation that might make you reconsider your routine. For seniors beyond the age of 70, bathing less often could actually strengthen their defenses against infections. This isn't simply conjecture. It's a conclusion supported by scientific evidence, with findings emerging from reputable sources such as the Journal of Geriatric Dermatology. Researchers tracking the health outcomes of older adults have observed a compelling trend. Those who decrease their bathing frequency experience fewer instances of skin tears. These seemingly minor rips in the skin can have surprisingly significant consequences. Unlike the resilient skin of younger individuals, which recovers from minor injuries with relative ease, aging skin is often thin and slow to heal. Tears in this delicate tissue can take an extended period to mend due to factors such as reduced blood flow, a less robust immune response, and a slower rate of cell turnover, all characteristic changes associated with aging. These open wounds can become pathways for opportunistic bacteria, such as Staphylococcus aureus or Streptococcus, which can lead to localized infections like cellulitis or abscesses, or even more severe systemic infections such as sepsis in extreme cases. The connection between bathing habits and the occurrence of skin tears lies in the way water and soap interact with aging skin. Frequent washing, particularly with water that is too hot, erodes the lipid bilayer, a microscopic shield of fats and oils that plays a crucial role in holding skin cells together and retaining moisture. Harsh detergents exacerbate this damage by breaking down essential proteins like keratin, leaving the skin brittle and more susceptible to splitting under even slight pressure. Imagine the stress of simply putting on a sweater or brushing against a rough surface. The act of scrubbing, often employed to achieve a feeling of cleanliness, adds mechanical stress that further weakens the skin's structure over time. This relentless cycle of washing and drying can create a landscape of microscopic abrasions and tears, each representing a potential entry point for harmful microorganisms. In contrast, seniors who adopt a less frequent bathing schedule, such as every other day or 2 to 3 times per week, allow their skin the opportunity to retain its natural oils and rebuild its protective barrier. For localized hygiene needs, such as the underarms or groin, gentle spot cleaning with a damp cloth can effectively maintain cleanliness without subjecting the entire body to a full rinse. The advantages of this approach extend beyond the prevention of infections. Fewer skin tears translate to less pain and discomfort, fewer visits to healthcare providers, and a reduced risk of complications that could potentially escalate into hospital admissions, all critical considerations for seniors who may have limited mobility or resources. The Journal of the American Academy of Dermatology has also published findings supporting the idea that less frequent bathing can lead to improved skin integrity in older adults. If you're still with me and finding these insights valuable, please comment "infection defense" below. 3. Falls present a greater danger than minor dirt for seniors. The bathroom. while intended as a space for personal grooming, can unfortunately become a hazardous environment, and the practice of daily bathing significantly amplifies these inherent risks. The American Geriatric Society has issued warnings regarding this critical issue, underscoring that falls are among the primary causes of injury and even mortality for older adults. Statistical data paints a concerning picture. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC), more than 1 in 4 adults aged 65 and older experiences a fall each year. And these incidents account for millions of emergency room visits, countless fractures, and a substantial number of fatalities. For individuals over the age of 70, this risk escalates as muscle strength naturally declines, reflexes become slower, and the prevalence of conditions such as arthritis, neuropathy, nerve damage, or osteoporosis weakened bones compromises balance and stability. Wet, slippery surfaces. Think of glossy tiles slick with soap residue, or a bathtub with a smooth enamel finish transform bathrooms into a veritable minefield for seniors who are already contending with mobility challenges. The routine of daily baths intensifies this peril in ways that might not be immediately apparent. Each trip to the shower or tub requires navigating a potentially treacherous path, stepping over the edge of a tub, balancing on one leg to enter or exit, or maneuvering while the body is wet and slippery. Add to this the potential for steam to obscure vision, the disorientation caused by heat, or the fatigue that can result from standing for an extended period, and the likelihood of a misstep increases dramatically. The American Geriatric Society also points out that bathing routines often coincide with times when seniors may experience peak fatigue, such as morning grogginess or evening exhaustion, further compounding the risk of a fall. A fall in this context is not merely a minor bruise or a momentary scare. It can result in a broken hip, a traumatic brain injury, or a cascade of complications that erode independence and significantly impact quality of life. Consider the alternative: a reduced bathing schedule, perhaps once or twice a week, supplemented by sponge baths or sink washes for essential areas. This seemingly simple adjustment drastically reduces the number of high-risk bathroom visits, thereby cutting exposure to that hazardous environment by half or more. The trade-off here is clear. The pursuit of absolute, spotless cleanliness pales in comparison to the paramount importance of physical safety. Minor dirt, sweat, or a faint body odor pose a far less significant threat to a senior's well-being than a fractured femur or a concussion. For seniors living alone or with limited support, avoiding a fall could be the crucial factor that allows them to remain in their own homes rather than transitioning to assisted living facilities. While practical adaptations such as installing grab bars, using non-slip mats, or switching to seated showers can certainly help mitigate the risks, reducing the frequency of bathing directly addresses the root issue. Fewer trips to the bathroom for bathing mean fewer opportunities for falls to occur. The data supports this approach. Studies have demonstrated that fall prevention strategies that prioritize minimizing unnecessary risks lead to measurable reductions in injury rates among older adults. Prioritizing safety over an arbitrary standard of daily hygiene is not just a prudent choice. It's a potentially life-saving recalibration of priorities that places well-being first and foremost. If you agree that safety should be the top priority, comment "safety first" below. 4. Your body possesses an innate cleansing mechanism. Yes, you read that correctly. It might sound like an audacious assertion, but your body is inherently equipped with a remarkable self-cleaning system that operates without the need for a single drop of water or a bar of soap. This isn't some trendy, new age concept. It's a fundamental aspect of human biology, refined over millions of years of evolution. The skin, far from being a passive canvas, is a dynamic and intricate ecosystem teeming with beneficial bacteria, natural oils, and a meticulously balanced pH and moisture level. These elements work in concert to maintain its health, resilience, and surprisingly, its cleanliness. For seniors, whose skin is already contending with age-related fragility, The practice of overbathing can disrupt this delicate machinery, inadvertently washing away the very allies that are meant to protect it. Scaling back on frequent showers and allowing the body to perform its natural processes can help preserve this inherent harmony, presenting a compelling argument that sometimes nature truly knows best. At the core of this self-cleaning system lies the skin microbiome, a vibrant and diverse community of microorganisms, including bacteria, fungi, and even microscopic mites that colonize the skin's surface. Contrary to the common perception of these microbes as germs to be eradicated, many of them are actually symbiotic partners, playing crucial roles in maintaining skin health. Species like Cutibacterium acnes and Staphylococcus epidermidis feed on dead skin cells, sweat, and excess oils, breaking them down into harmless byproducts. Importantly, they also actively compete with harmful pathogens, preventing their overgrowth. These beneficial bacteria even produce antimicrobial compounds, essentially acting as tiny chemical weapons that defend against invaders like Staphylococcus aureus, a common culprit in skin infections. Simultaneously, sebum, the oily substance secreted by the sebaceous glands, coats the skin in a protective film that helps trap moisture and repel dirt and other environmental contaminants. Dead skin cells are continuously shed naturally through a process called desquamation, effectively carrying away grime along with them. Together, this powerful trio of microbes, oils, and cell turnover works to keep the skin in a state of dynamic equilibrium, with no vigorous scrubbing required. However, the frequent practice of bathing can throw a wrench into this elegant and efficient system. Hot water has the effect of dissolving sebum, leaving the skin feeling parched and more vulnerable. Harsh soaps, with their often high pH levels, can indiscriminately kill off the friendly bacteria that constitute the skin microbiome, disrupting its delicate balance and potentially paving the way for irritation, inflammation, or even infection. For seniors whose natural oil production is already diminished and whose microbial diversity tends to decrease with age, this overzealous approach to cleaning can tip the scales from a state of health to one of harm. Research published in leading dermatology journals, including studies in the Journal of Investigative Dermatology, suggests that excessive washing is correlated with higher rates of dryness, eczema flare-ups, and even allergic reactions, all telltale signs of a biological system that has been thrown out of balance. In contrast, bathing just a few times a week, perhaps using mild, pH balance cleansers when necessary, allows the skin to stabilize and maintain its natural protective mechanisms. Odor, often cited as the primary concern driving frequent bathing, can be effectively managed through targeted washing of areas with a higher concentration of sweat glands, such as the underarms and groin, leaving the rest of the body to its natural cleansing rhythm. For older adults, this approach isn't just practical, it can be liberating. It reduces the physical demands associated with frequent bathing, helps preserve the integrity of the skin barrier, and aligns with the way the human body was inherently designed to function. Historical context further bolsters this argument. Humans thrived for centuries with minimal bathing, relying on nature's own toolkit long before the advent of daily showers became a widespread cultural norm in the 20th century. Seniors today can draw inspiration from that historical resilience, trusting their bodies to maintain a baseline of cleanliness and health. The result is skin that is less likely to be irritated, more balanced in its moisture levels, and better equipped to defend itself against environmental aggressors. Clear evidence that sometimes stepping back from the soap and water can be a significant step forward in overall well-being. If you find this fascinating, please comment "natural clean" below. 5. Experts recommend bathing once or twice weekly. Prepare for a revelation that might challenge everything you've been taught about personal hygiene. Leading experts in the fields of geriatrics and dermatology now recommend that seniors bathe just once or twice a week. This isn't a call to abandon cleanliness or to let personal hygiene standards decline. Rather, it's a deliberate, evidence-based shift in perspective tailored to the unique physiological needs of aging skin and bodies. Far from being a sign of neglect, this approach reflects a growing scientific understanding of how overzealous washing can actually be more detrimental than beneficial for individuals over the age of 70. It represents a significant departure from the daily bath mantra that has been deeply ingrained in modern culture. But it's a recommendation that is gaining increasing traction as scientific research continues to uncover the complexities of what truly keeps us healthy in our later years. This recommendation stems from a consensus among a chorus of authoritative voices, including dermatologists who specialize in skin conditions affecting older adults, geriatricians who focus on the overall health and well-being of seniors, and researchers who have dedicated their careers to studying the intricate interplay between aging and hygiene practices. For instance, guidelines published by organizations such as the American Academy of Dermatology and insights shared by specialists at renowned institutions like Johns Hopkins University underscore the fact that frequent bathing is not a one-size-fits-all necessity. As we've previously discussed, aging skin is typically thinner, drier, and produces less oil, making it inherently more susceptible to damage from the drying and irritating effects of water and soap. However, the expert advice extends beyond just skin health. It's also about aligning hygiene practices with a senior's overall physical condition and lifestyle. Experts emphasize that the optimal bathing frequency should ideally hinge on a range of individual factors, including the person's level of physical activity, their general health status, and their personal comfort preferences. For example, a retiree who leads a relatively sedentary lifestyle and spends most of their days indoors will naturally accumulate far less sweat and grime compared to a younger, more active individual, or even a senior who enjoys gardening or engaging in other outdoor pursuits on a daily basis. Similarly, someone who is managing conditions like incontinence or chronic wounds might require more frequent and targeted cleaning of specific areas. But this doesn't necessarily necessitate a full body soak every day. This tailored approach effectively dismantles the outdated and somewhat arbitrary notion that daily baths are a universal gold standard, a rule that was perhaps more rooted in 20th century marketing campaigns by soap manufacturers than in actual medical necessity, especially for older adults. Consider the growing body of evidence. Numerous studies have shown a correlation between overbathing in seniors and higher rates of skin breakdown, increased irritation, and even the development of pressure sores in frail individuals. Conversely, less frequent washing has been shown to help preserve the skin's natural protective barrier and reduce these negative outcomes. Practicality also plays a significant role in this expert recommendation. Bathing just once or twice a week, supplemented by regular spot cleaning with a washcloth for key areas such as the face, hands, and groin, can effectively maintain an acceptable level of hygiene without the significant physical toll and potential risks associated with a full rinse every single day. Experts also point out that odor, often the primary motivator behind frequent bathing, can be effectively managed with minimal effort through the use of deodorant, a quick wipe down with a damp cloth, or simply changing clothes regularly. For seniors, this isn't about cutting corners or neglecting personal care. It's about adapting their hygiene routine intelligently to what their bodies actually need, proving that sometimes less can indeed be more when guided by scientific understanding and common sense. If you find this expert recommendation surprising, comment "expert advice" below. I believe you're enjoying this video. Before we continue, make sure you subscribe, like, and share this video. Comment "wonderful" if you're enjoying this video. 6. Daily baths can lead to exhaustion in seniors. While bathing might seem like a relatively simple and routine task, for many seniors over the age of 70, it can be a surprisingly grueling ordeal that exacts a significant physical toll. The Journal of the American Medical Association (JAMA) has highlighted this often overlooked reality, detailing how the very act of washing can drain precious energy reserves, place undue strain on aging bodies, and even trigger debilitating symptoms. What feels like a routine and effortless activity in youth, stepping into a shower, standing under the stream of warm water, or climbing in and out of a bathtub can morph into a veritable marathon of effort as muscles weaken, joints stiffen, and overall stamina naturally fades with age. Therefore, scaling back to fewer baths each week doesn't just help protect delicate skin or reduce the risk of dangerous falls. It also plays a crucial role in conserving precious energy, transforming bath time from a burdensome chore into a more manageable and less taxing ritual. The physical demands of bathing are multifaceted, and research published in JAMA breaks them down with sobering clarity. For starters, simply standing for even a relatively short duration, say 10 or 15 minutes, under warm water can place a significant strain on the cardiovascular system, particularly for seniors who may already be managing pre-existing heart conditions or experiencing poor circulation. The heat from the water can cause blood vessels to dilate, potentially leading to a drop in blood pressure and resulting in feelings of dizziness or lightheadedness, a dangerous combination in a slippery bathroom environment, and a recipe for a potential fainting spell. Then there's the issue of breathlessness. Individuals with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, or other conditions that weaken the lungs might find it difficult to breathe in the often steamy air of a shower, leaving them panting and struggling for breath during what should be a relaxing and cleansing moment. For the millions of seniors living with arthritis, nearly half of all adults over 65, according to the CDC, every movement involved in bathing can be a source of pain. Bending down to wash feet, reaching to scrub the back, or even simply gripping a bar of soap can inflame already creaky and painful joints, turning a seemingly simple bath into a gauntlet of discomfort. Even the act of stepping in and out of a bathtub requires a degree of balance and strength that may no longer come easily, especially if the senior is also experiencing neuropathy, which can dull sensation in the feet and make it harder to maintain stability. The aftermath of bathing can be just as taxing. Toweling off, particularly drying hard-to-reach areas, and getting dressed afterward can sap what little energy reserves remain, leaving some seniors feeling so utterly wiped out that they need to lie down and rest immediately. JAMA has even noted cases where this post-bathing exhaustion can linger for hours, significantly cutting into the senior's ability to engage in other essential daily activities, such as taking a walk, preparing a meal, or even simply socializing with friends or family. For those already dealing with frailty or chronic fatigue, the routine of daily bathing can easily push them into a cycle of depletion, gradually eroding their independence and overall quality of life. In contrast, adopting a lighter bathing schedule, such as bathing once or twice a week, perhaps with the aid of assistive devices like a chair in the shower or a handheld shower nozzle to ease the physical strain, can make a significant difference. This approach helps preserve stamina and energy for the activities that truly matter to the senior, whether it's playing with grandchildren, pursuing a beloved hobby, or simply having the energy to enjoy their day. Studies have even shown that reduced bathing frequency is correlated with lower reports of fatigue and an improved overall mood among seniors, suggesting that conserving physical energy can have positive ripple effects on not just physical health, but also mental and emotional well-being. For older adults, dialing back the shower routine isn't a sign of weakness or a concession to age. It's a strategic and intelligent choice to reclaim vitality and prevent bath time from becoming a debilitating battle. If you can relate to this or know someone who can, please comment energy preservation below. 7. True hygiene extends beyond the confines of bathing. Here's perhaps the most significant paradigm shift of all. The concept of hygiene is not solely synonymous with a full-body bath. And for seniors, this realization can be incredibly liberating news. The long-held belief that cleanliness invariably demands a daily soak in the shower or tub is largely a cultural relic, rather than a universal truth grounded in health necessities. Modern alternatives offer effective ways to stay fresh, healthy, and maintain dignity without the risks and demands of frequent bathing. The strategic use of wet wipes, diligent hand washing, consistent oral care, the regular changing of fresh clothes, and routine grooming practices form a comprehensive toolkit of smart, tailored self-care that effectively sidesteps the potential hazards associated with frequent bathing while keeping seniors feeling comfortable and confident. This isn't about lowering hygiene standards. It's about intelligently redefining them to better fit the realities of aging, ultimately proving that effective hygiene is less about the sheer volume of water used and more about making strategic, individualized choices that prioritize well-being. Consider the array of available options, each a practical powerhouse in its own right. Wet wipes, those pre-moistened marvels, offer a quick, gentle, and convenient way to cleanse key areas of the body, such as the underarms, groin, or face, where sweat and bacteria tend to accumulate most readily. They are typically soft enough for even fragile skin, require no rinsing, and importantly, eliminate the need for seniors to stand or balance precariously in a slippery bathroom environment. Hand washing, a fundamental cornerstone of infection prevention, effectively tackles dirt and germs at their most common points of transfer, the fingertips that touch doorknobs, food, or faces without subjecting the entire body to a wash. Oral care, often surprisingly overlooked in discussions about bathing frequency, is a hygiene heavyweight. Regularly brushing teeth, flossing, and using mouthwash effectively banish bacteria that contribute to both unpleasant odors and potential disease, keeping breath fresh and overall health intact. The simple act of changing into fresh clothes made from light, breathable fabrics on a daily basis can significantly help wick away moisture and odor. Similarly, a quick comb through or a gentle wipe down of the hair can maintain a neat and polished appearance. When you add in targeted solutions like deodorant or a light spritz of body mist, you have a well-rounded hygiene regimen that delivers noticeable results without the rigors and potential risks of a full shower or bath. This alternative approach isn't just convenient. It can be a true game changer for seniors facing various physical or environmental hurdles. Picture an 80-year-old individual with shaky hands or a painful knee trying to maneuver a shower head or struggling to climb into and out of a bathtub. The task can be daunting and even dangerous. However, the simple act of wiping down with a soft cloth or changing into a clean shirt is often much more manageable and less physically demanding. For those living in colder climates where wet hair and chilly bathrooms can increase the risk of shivers or even pneumonia, using dry shampoo or a warm, damp washcloth offers a far safer and more comfortable alternative to a full bath. Research in the field of geriatric nursing supports this shift in perspective. Studies have indicated that seniors who utilize these alternative bathing methods often report feeling just as clean and socially presentable as those who bathe daily, but with the added benefits of fewer skin issues and significantly less fatigue. It's a dignity-preserving strategy, especially for those who rely on caregivers, as it empowers them to maintain a sense of personal hygiene on their own terms and at their own pace, rather than adhering to a rigid, one-size-fits-all schedule. Ultimately, hygiene, it turns out, is less about the amount of soap suds and more about finding what works best for the individual, making it a flexible, low-risk art form for seniors to master in their pursuit of well-being. If you agree that there are smarter ways to maintain hygiene, comment "Smart Hygiene" below. The bottom line for seniors over the age of 70 is this: the daily bath ritual, long celebrated as a cornerstone of health and propriety, might actually be quietly sabotaging their well-being. The evidence is increasingly compelling and difficult to ignore. Aging skin, with its thinning layers and diminishing natural oils, suffers under the frequent onslaught of washing, often becoming dry, itchy, and prone to cracking. Safety concerns loom large, with slick bathrooms posing a significant fall risk that far outweighs the minimal threat of a little bit of dirt. The energy demands of daily bathing can climb surprisingly high, draining precious stamina from bodies that are already stretched thin. Yet, the body itself offers a counterintuitive wisdom. Its natural cleaning systems, from beneficial bacteria to the shedding of skin cells, thrive best when left to their own devices, without excessive interference. Taken together, these factors point to a bold new truth. Less frequent bathing, perhaps once or twice a week tailored to individual needs and circumstances, could unlock healthier skin, fewer safety hazards, and a richer overall quality of life for seniors. This isn't just a fleeting hunch. It's a convergence of scientific research and practical considerations, backed by experts across the fields of dermatology and geriatrics. Esteemed organizations like the American Geriatrics Society, reputable publications such as the New England Journal of Medicine, and authoritative voices like the Journal of the American Medical Association all contribute data and insights showing that overbathing can often cause more harm than good, while adopting reduced bathing routines can offer significant protection and preservation of health and well-being. Picture the potential benefits. Skin that remains supple and comfortable instead of becoming scaly and irritated. Mornings free from the debilitating exhaustion that can follow a strenuous shower, and a reduced risk of treacherous slips and falls in the bathroom. Imagine the energy saved, ready to be invested in a leisurely walk or a meaningful conversation, rather than being completely depleted by the effort of a prolonged shower. It's not about abandoning hygiene altogether, but rather about reimagining it, intelligently swapping the daily tub soak for a gentle wipe down, trading the extended shower for a fresh change of clothes, and trusting the body's innate ability to handle the rest. The key to success lies in customization. A marathon running 75-year-old will undoubtedly have different hygiene needs than a bedridden individual. Similarly, climate, cultural norms, and specific health conditions will all play a role in shaping the ideal bathing rhythm. That's why having an open conversation with a healthcare provider is so crucial. Whether it's for yourself or for a loved one, they can help pinpoint the perfect balance, blending medical insight with an understanding of individual preferences and lifestyle. Who would have thought that stepping back from the tub could actually be a significant step toward better living? It's a quiet revolution in self-care, one that flips decades of ingrained habits on their head. For seniors, it offers a chance to shed an outdated burden and embrace a lighter, safer, and more vibrant way to age, one that honors the body's inherent wisdom over societal rules. Less water, less risk, and ultimately, more life. That's the unexpected promise of bathing less. And it's a truth worth truly soaking in. Well, there you have it, the surprising truth about how often seniors should consider bathing after the age of 70, and why, in many cases, less might genuinely be more when it comes to staying healthy, safe, and comfortable in their later years. We've explored a range of crucial points, from how daily baths can strip away vital moisture from fragile skin and significantly increase the risk of dangerous falls, to the fascinating fact that your body's natural processes might actually do a better job of maintaining cleanliness than you think. We've even touched on how leading experts in geriatrics and dermatology are now recommending scaling back bathing frequency to just once or twice a week for many seniors. That's a lot of information to absorb, right? So, I'm genuinely curious to hear from you. What have you learned so far about senior hygiene that has perhaps opened your eyes or challenged your previous assumptions? Take a moment to reflect. What's one key takeaway from this video that has particularly resonated with you? Something that you might be ready to incorporate into your own life or share with someone you care about. Maybe it's considering swapping a daily shower for the gentler approach of using wet wipes, prioritizing diligent hand hygiene, or simply rethinking your overall understanding of what true cleanliness means as we age. Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. I'd be really interested to see how this information is landing with you. And if you found this video insightful and valuable, please take a moment to leave a comment below, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more eye-opening insights and practical advice like this. Your support is what keeps us going, and I'm excited to continue bringing you more ways to live smarter, healthier, and more fulfilling lives. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Before you go, be sure to check out some of our other interesting videos on this channel. You might find even more valuable information to help you or your loved ones navigate the journey of aging with grace and well-being. Remember to subscribe, like, and share this video. Also, don't forget to explore other interesting content on our channel before you leave. We have a wealth of information on senior health, wellness, and lifestyle that you won't want to miss.